Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a screencast-o-matic presentation and recording for the part of the lesson that has us looking at two different types of vice presidents. Before we get started, please let me encourage you to open up to today's lesson and to scroll down the correct section and get ready to answer the key concept questions that coincide with the reading. Please remember that you can play any part of this presentation for detail, clarity, or repetition later on. Let's begin. Kamala Harris is Biden's choice for vice president. The California senator becomes the first black woman on a majority party presidential ticket. Democrat Joe Biden has selected Senator Kamala Harris of California as his vice presidential running mate. Harris, age 55, is the first black woman and the first person of Indian descent to be nominated for the national office by a major party, and only the fourth woman in history to be chosen for a major party's presidential ticket. She has been a vocal supporter of Biden since ending her own presidential bid and a prominent advocate of racial justice legislation since the killing of George Floyd in late May sparked a nationwide movement. Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee, Democrats will make his nomination formal at their convention next week, announced the selection over text message and in a follow-up email to supporters. Joe Biden here. Big news, I've chosen Kamala Harris as my running mate. Together, with you, we're going to beat Trump. Harris said that she was honored to join Biden on the ticket. Joe Biden can unify the American people because he spent his entire life fighting for us, she tweeted. A couple weeks ago, President Trump said Harris would be, quote, a fine choice, end quote, as Biden's vice presidential pick, though on Tuesday he criticized her as just about the most liberal person in the U.S. Senate. And his campaign said she and Biden would take the nation down the wrong path. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, called Harris's selection a historic and proud milestone for the country. Harris brings to the race a far more vigorous campaign style than Biden's, including a gift for capturing moments of raw political electricity on the debate stage and elsewhere. After her own presidential bid fell apart last year, many Democrats regarded Harris as all but certain to attempt another run for the White House in the future. By choosing her as a political partner, Biden may have been well anointing her as the de facto leader of the party in 4 to 8 years. At 77 years old, Biden would be the oldest person to assume the presidency. So there's talk about him handing the reins over to his vice president in the 4 years should he be elected. This moment is long overdue, Derek Johnson, president of the NAACP, had said in a statement reacting to Harris's selection. For far too long, we've had undervalued black women's political power and their role in shaping our culture, communities, and country. A moderate who spent most of her career as a prosecutor, Harris was seen throughout the vice president's search as among the safest choices available to Biden. Her policy views largely mirror Biden's, and her supporters argued that she could reinforce Biden's appeal to black voters and women without stirring particularly strong opposition on the far left. Harris has long been regarded as a rising figure in Democratic politics and as a confident representative of the nation's or country's multiracial future. She sought to capture that sense of destiny in her own presidential campaign, announcing her candidacy on Martin Luther King Day in 2019 and paying frequent homage to Shirley Chisholm, the first black candidate to seek a major party's nomination. Throughout her rise, Harris has excited Democrats with personal story that set her apart even in the diverse political melting pot that is California. She's the daughter of 2 immigrant academics, an Indian American mother, and a father from Jamaica. Harris was raised in Oakland and Berkeley, attended Howard University, and pursued a career in criminal justice before becoming the only second black woman ever elected to the U.S. Senate. As the vice presidential nominee, Harris would play a key role in getting out Biden's message during the campaign. She'll also likely face off in several debates against the current vice president Mike Pence, the former Indiana governor, who is joining Trump's ticket for the second time. So there you guys have it. That is the story of Kamala Harris and the appeal that she brings to the Biden-Harris ticket in the 2020 election. Please remember to answer the key concept questions now, and then proceed to the next part of the presentation, which talks about Mike Pence and his strengths.